Welcome to the Curated DJ podcast, your ultimate resource for mobile DJs looking to elevate their game. I'm here to help you tell better stories, master marketing, enhance your social presence, and ultimately book more gigs. I'm your host, Malik Adigan, and in each episode, we'll engage in valuable conversations and share expert insights to boost your mobile DJ business. Because I truly believe that you've got the talent, and I'm here to help you shine and let the world know that. So, whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, get ready for a journey of growth, inspiration, and success in the world of mobile DJing. Let's get into this episode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, or whatever you identify as, welcome to another episode of the Curated DJ podcast. I am here with a legend, my Black Nigerian brother.
I feel like I've made it.
I'm making it public. Someone I consider somewhat of a friend, in the industry, and but my first interaction with him was actually just like wanting to learn from this dude. Was a beast in the industry. He was my first ever DJ education platform, anything I've ever done. And it was a DJ's Vault, probably around when it started.
2019.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And is when I started my multi-op. So,
yep.
And this guy's been a big influence in my career and what I've been able to do. And so I'm glad to be sitting with not Joe Budden, Joe Bunn.
Joe Budden. I hate that guy. You know I hate that guy. I hate Joe Budden, Charlemagne, Boozy. I hate all those dudes.
You hate all the legendary
dude, because they're
talkers.
dicks. I hate those guys, man.
Joe,
they're haters.
Do you think Betty would consider you to be a dick?
No, absolutely
No? Okay,
not. I'm trying to raise people up. Those guys are trying to just absolutely beat people.
So you wouldn't consider yourself the Joe Budden of the DJ?
No, bro. Are we cursing?
Cursing? Yeah.
Okay, fuck Joe Budden.
Fuck Joe Budden, man. Every time, all right, before we start,
Before we start, I thought we were in it.
No, we're starting. But before we start. So I listen to the Joe Budden podcast religiously every week, okay? But I also consume a lot of your content. And so with my wife, I'm always like, yeah, so Joe Budden was talking to, she's like, wait, Joe Bunn or Joe Budden?
Where are we?
Yeah,
right.
Which one are we talking about? So I just
are we talking about a Drake beef or an actual marketing marketing aspect for your company?
So, nah, man, thanks for being here, man. It's DJC week, literally Delana. This is the first thing you've done.
That's absolutely the first thing. I shook a couple of hands in the lobby, came straight to your room after I dropped my bags.
It's an honor.
It's that important to me, man.
It's an honor and a pleasure to have you.
Dude, you've helped me out too, man. We from day one, like I saw your stuff and I go, who did this? And you're like, well, we did it. I did it. And I'm like, no, the site and everything. Like, dude, why does it look so good? And you're like, I did it. I was like, this is top 1% of all private event DJ companies. Still, to this day, 4 years later, I will say still top 1% branding-wise of all private event DJ companies in the country.
Come on, give me the world, bro.
Dude, if you don't think that, then you're crazy. You're not looking deep enough.
Thank you, man.
I'm seeing everybody's shit, and if I'm jealous, then that means it's at the top 0.5%.
Hey, man, you don't understand. You said that. So I booked a call with this man. I was solo op and I wanted to go multi-op, but I had this like imposter syndrome. I had this fear of like
a lot of people
just all this shit. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna book a call with Joe, right? And it's one of those things where you're like, well, whatever, $150. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, do I have the money for this? Like, whatever, I'll just do it. And I got on the phone call with you, and that was you literally said that. You were like, you're in the top 1%. Literally, that call is a catalyst to
still
like
true.
me going, fuck this, I'm ready.
It's still true, dude. I'm telling you, this stuff looks so good. Now you're trying to help other people. Like, this is it, man.
Bro,
I mean, you're doing it. This is exactly what people, especially DJs, need, right? They need this kind of help. They need this kind of podcast. They need this kind of push, marketing, all of the things you're doing, man. It's just helping other DJs, and we're on the same mission.
Yeah,
we're on the same
absolutely.
mission.
And
Brian B's blowing me up.
Brian B. Brian B's such a hypocrite. He literally put you on Do Not Disturb during his podcast, and now look.
I sent him straight to voicemail.
Yeah, fuck you, Brian. All right. So that actually makes me think of like when I first started seeing your content. I remember the first video I saw was one of your Vault videos. It was this huge campaign. I mean, it was like slow motion video. It was in an actual bank vault or something.
Yes.
And you were telling your life story. You were telling a story. And to me, I was like, this guy is making mobile DJing seem 100 million times cooler than it actually was. Right?
That was the goal, right?
And I was like, no, this guy fucking gets it. Like, where the hell did that? I just want to know, like, off the bat, where did that? Like, you're a storyteller, bro.
Yeah.
Like, where the hell did that come from, bro? Because I feel like I know you, and I've really only met you twice.
Right. The storytelling thing, I don't know. I would say came from like my parents or even my grandparents, but it didn't. You know, I think that I was always good at storytelling. Even when I speak at seminars and things, I think those are always my favorite parts of when I get to the X part of a seminar. So I spoke at NC State University the other day. They have me guest lecture every semester for this entrepreneur class. And I always tell the story about where I wanted to do a photo shoot that was like Naughty by Nature. And, you know, Tretch always had a bat. Yeah. And then he always had not a chain, like a little shitty chain. Me and you wear, like he would wear like you would chain a gate up with a giant padlock, and I was like, dude, he's so cool. And so I called this girl, Kara, and I was like, yo, let's do a photo shoot with a bat. And she was like, a fucking bat? And she thought I meant like a bat, like a fly around bat. And then I go, no, a bat, like a baseball bat. And she was like, but what about a bat? And so we keep going back and forth. And I go, fuck it. And I call this guy named Dan the Animal Man, who like goes around to kids' schools with animals. I'm like, do you have a bat? And he goes, no, but I got a vulture. And I go, fuck yeah, bring the vulture. So I got this picture of me holding my arm out with a black vulture and a parking deck. And then he goes like, turn your wrists like a little bit and they'll flare his wings out. So I've got these hard ass pictures, really more of a terror, you know, of a vulture nipping my ear off than a gangster shot.
I'm more afraid of that than a guy with a gangster with a bat. I'm running from you.
Saying, dude.
I'll run towards the guy with the bat.
If I'm just walking through the street with a vulture on my shoulder,
I'm not fighting you.
that's a pirate move. Anyway, so I tell that story, and these kids are like, what is wrong with this guy? You know, but I'm like, I love this. Like, I had told and showed a million slides up to this, but when I tell these stories, I just get so like, you know, like I am now animated. I love the stories, but I don't know how that happened, man. And then, you know, to be able to tell your story, put it on film, and then it speaks to people, because that was the kickoff, the catalyst for the DJ Vault was this film.
Yeah.
And I don't think I even made it for that reason. It was just like a promo piece for me, Joe Bunn, right? And then it just, the way it ended, it was like, I want to help DJs, you know, rock more parties, blah, 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 blah. And then we just made it like hard cut to the Vault logo, I think.
So there's so many aspects about that video I think represents you, but one of the biggest aspects, it represents how much you invest in your shit too. Because I look at that video and I go, this is slick.
Yeah.
Like he found a guy, like, and we all have, like, anybody who creates content has to have a guy.
You gotta have a guy.
You gotta have a
girl. A dreamer.
A visionary, someone that can make this shit happen.
Yes.
And I was like, yo, he went and paid some money. And I think that's one of the big barriers to entry for, like, how do I have a better brand? It's like, yo, like, all right, like, you can't take your $2,000 you just made from your gig and just spend it all on a new controller. Like,
right.
You gotta, like, bet on yourself in some other ways.
And again, you have to find the right people to do it with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I couldn't have shot that. I didn't.
Right.
I knew, I kind of storyboarded it out. I knew where we wanted to shoot it, but I couldn't have put it together and even put the song to it and, you know, fly the drone above my head. Like, it was just so multifaceted. And I had this streak with this husband and wife couple for years. And it was nothing more than just meeting them at a wedding show and being like, do you ever think about not doing this? Like, or like doing something different?
Like, yeah.
And they were like, what do you mean? And we just started on this streak of just these almost like cinematic pieces.
Best way to say
it. And almost like music videos, you know, without being an artist.
Bro, you did the one where you guys were in a freaking car, you ripped the top off the car.
That was so fun.
Bro, you did all these campaigns are like...
Yeah, they were crazy.
Like, bro, like, these are high-level Super Bowl commercials. Like,
they would have been hundreds of thousands of dollars if it wasn't some local, you know, 25-year-old kid. I mean... So what do you like? Your process is like, you take me as someone a little bit more like me, where it's like you have this crazy idea, probably out of nowhere, like doing something random, and you're like, fuck, I have to make this.
I have to.
Yeah.
When
I go crazy.
When I fucking do this.
Yeah. No, I go crazy. It'll drive me crazy. And then you have to think about it from a standpoint of like, yeah, but within reason, right? I'm not going to spend $100,000 on this just to, show my friends this video. Like, I mean, yes, that led to bookings, and of course it got, notoriety, and I played it, when I spoke at conferences and stuff. But you have to figure it out within the scope of what you can really do, right? We're not in LA. We're not, we're not really filmmakers. So it's everything I've ever done that looks like a movie, is all been done in a day. Like if I couldn't shoot it in a day, those Mayhem commercials, we shot like 6 in a day. And it was, I bet they take 3 days to shoot a 30-second commercial for a Super Bowl. But it's all about planning. Do I have every costume? Do I have every person here that's an extra? Do I have the candles? So it's just like
a lot of strategy, a lot of detail, logistics.
Yes.
And so I think that's one of the harder parts is like, how do you figure out your investment sort of margin when it comes to your market? Like what percentage, you got to answer, what percentage would you say you've historically spent on advertising and marketing? Because our team, we're really aggressive. Like we're like pretty aggressive.
Maybe not as much as you would think.
Okay.
But I think it's because I found the right people. Right.
Averages for any industry in America is 8 to 12.
Yeah, I'm good for 10.
Good for 10.
10 of what the gross income of the company is.
Okay. Because high scaling companies fast scaling companies spend about 20% because of how fast they need to scale. And I think I did that for a while. And then I had a CFO and accountant, and he was like, yo,
you got to calm down.
Chill the fuck out, dude. Like
that's what made me, that was what I was going to say originally before you even gave that stat, was around 10. That sounds like the right number. But I don't necessarily put that as like a line item on the budget, like what we're going to spend on marketing. I mean, I think it's almost like a, barometer or something in my head that I kind of know what I'm going to spend money on, the wedding shows that we're going to do. And again, went from cattle call, 1,000 brides at the fairgrounds, 30 other DJs to only DJ, maybe 100 brides at the venue that's hosting it. Like we just kind of changed that. Yeah. So that's still part of our marketing. Okay. Videos, social, all the things now. But
how much are you investing in your multi-op? Because I know you do and it must be hard. I feel like I'm starting to feel what you're feeling of like you have DJs who follow you, and then you have like your front facing clients. Yeah. How much would you say you still invest in like marketing for Bunn DJ company? Is it?
I mean, tens of thousands a year.
Okay. Yeah. So you're still pretty aggressive with that.
For sure. For sure. Even with so much of that business coming from word of mouth. Yeah. I saw you play at so-and-so's wedding. I own this venue and I'm recommending this company. I am this wedding planner and I'm recommending this company. Like 80% of the business probably still comes from that. But that other 20% is being sucked out of the atmosphere from some sort of marketing tactic. Yeah.
Because with the curated DJ, like I've said historically, like before there's marketing, there's branding, right? And so like before we get to the strategy and the creative and like what's coming out, it's like who's coming, like who are you, and what was that process for you? Because you're so strong in marketing, like but you also set your own tone and your own like path. Like, was it hard for you, because you've also been doing this for a minute, even though black don't crack? But
right, that's right. They don't.
How is it being able to figure out that part for yourself of like your unique, like who Joe Bunn is to the world, and not try to copy anyone else? And
I mean, I think that the uniqueness of me is, again, going back to being adaptable, right, or growing with the times. I mean, you don't see me wearing, the tuxedo with the matching tie and cummerbund, but I probably did when I first started.
Now I see some old pics.
Yeah, I mean, I changed my marketing. I changed the way the office looks. I changed the logo. I've changed what I wear. Everything as I've gotten older still feels young, right? Because going back to the first thing you said, like I'm trying to make mobile DJing or private event DJing cool. Yeah, right. The problem is, and I would say this if they were in here, some of my guys are here this week for the first time, that nobody on my team is creative other than as a DJ. Right. They don't know how to shoot. They don't make content. They're not really putting their own shit out. You know, you follow Randy. I mean, Randy's been with me 22 years. He posts his cufflinks every Saturday.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is the party, dog? Like, what? And what?
Shout out Randy, man.
What? I mean, I love Randy. He's here right now. But if he walked in, I'd be like, bro, you do not have a clue what's going on social. And he'll be like, nah, it ain't really my thing.
Yeah.
And that goes 20 deep on the roster. There's maybe one or two of the younger guys, your age, younger, that'll put some effort into it. They get it, right? And they're trying to raise up the Bunn DJ company ladder. They get it. But the guys that are older, that have been with me 10, 15, 20 years,
they're not tapped into that.
No. And even the other offices, the Bunn DJ company offices, they're not great at it. It's almost like they're reliant upon me to bring it all, which is hard, dude.
It's hard.
That's hard.
But that's also the gold of, and the power, the leverage of, because I'll say this, I didn't realize how hard it was for other people to think branding. I didn't until like this year where I'm like, the people are like, no, we need this. Help me. Help me. I'm like, well, just do what I do. I don't understand.
Yeah.
This is why I started the Curated DJ, because I finally was like, oh shit, like, okay, I can actually provide something to the DJ world. But I didn't realize it was that hard or that much work for people.
Yeah, but you also are looking at it sort of from a standpoint of already being a creative. So it's hard to teach a creative or a non-creative how to be a creative.
How to be, yeah.
And it's also, you're teaching people that are not business owners. So like most people that you're going to teach, right, or most people that we're teaching are still not even full-time DJs.
Right.
So let's just say they work for D.R. Horton, right? I just did a corporate event for them, home builder. D.R. Horton's got 100 years of branding experience, all that. That guy that works for D.R. Horton in the HR department that's DJing on the weekends, he didn't have to do any branding. He didn't have to do any marketing. He's just the HR guy, right? Or he's just the accountant. He doesn't have any background or like wherewithal to understand branding. So you're really having to like take it back to something he should have learned in school or college. Shit that I didn't even learn in school. I didn't take classes like that. I think I had like a bunch of econ classes.
Damn, that's crazy.
I don't even think I apply anything in my regular business life that I learned in school. I mean, I had a good time. Yeah, it was great.
Good times.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Carolina.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
How y'all doing?
I was fucking smart, bro. I used to be beautiful, man. I'm telling you. I was beautiful.
You're doing well,
90
man.
through 94.
So multi-op, like so right now, like people come to us, it's like half is like, we want Malik, and then the other half is like curate.
Right.
Like curate, we just give us someone.
Yeah.
How has that process been for you with like, when it comes to branding? Like, do you have to brand each DJ, or like how do you sell the DJs like when it comes to
No, because it's again, man, it's all company reputation based, right? You don't want to super hyper focus on yourself, even though a lot of our stuff does. Focus on Joe Bunn. But that last thing we made with that Journey song or whatever, that Here We Stand video with all the, I intentionally made it. All the DJs. And that was the reason why, because I know they don't push much content themselves. I want to show how big the staff is. I want them to get the shows. Like, I don't want to do all the shows.
Sure.
But there are people that hawk your, social. They follow you, they go to these venues, and the people say, look, if you can get Joe Bunn.
If you can get Joe. I love that. The players, shout out to all the players and venues that do that. Hey, look, if you can get Malik, like,
get him. But you're in good hands
with
anybody that works there.
You're in good hands.
And so to me, man, that's the dream. Like, I don't want to work every week anymore, man. I want to do 30 or 40 shows. I want to be at the beach. I want to just be like enjoying life. And
Joe, I would interrupt you. If you come to Florida again, and you don't tell me.
I don't know.
He be on a boat like an hour away from me.
I was near.
I'm like, son,
I think I thought you were further. Florida's a big state.
I'm gonna pull up
Florida's
on
a big
you
state.
I'm
gonna go ahead and give you the dates before we leave, because I already know when I'm gonna be there. I already know when I'm gonna be there.
If you don't take me fishing, bro,
we're going. I'm gonna be in
like
Boca Grande in like April. I'm gonna give you the. I'm gonna be.
In Boca Grande, like, I'm an hour away.
I'm sorry.
I'll come
I thought
sink
you were
your boat.
further north. I got you this time. I know the dates already.
But no, the consistency of brand has been one of those cool things that I realized, because there was a moment where I was like, damn, like, how do I sell these guys? And then I realized it's like, you know, you go to a Chick-fil-A here.
Yes.
In Atlanta, you go to Chick-fil-A.
Still slaps.
Anywhere.
Crack.
Chick-fil-A's Chick-fil-A.
Crack. every week I'm there.
But like, what do you get though? Like, my pleasure.
Oh yeah, you get this
drive-through's quick, even though it's long. It's somehow it's moving quicker than
because old girls out there in the line with an iPad.
They meet you at the they meet you in the street.
In the street,
the light. Street. Like, hey yo,
with an iPad.
How many Chick-fil-A
it's already phoning it in.
But that consistency of brand is super important. So how's it been for you, like quality control with having so many guys and DJs, and then like
I think look, at the end of the day, the goal of this, right, is to scale. I know there are people that are going to listen to this. I know there are people that are at this conference that we're at that are highly successful mobile single op operators, right? They're single op operators, and let's say they're getting $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a show, right? You're not going to get that every weekend. We know that. So shorten up the number of weeks they're getting paid. Whatever it is, at the highest peak, they can make an okay living. But you can make a really good living if you go to 5 guys, 10 guys, 20 guys, right? But what's scary is, and what your original problem was you're terrified to send out not Malik, right? But what you have to do is train, scale, make them into Malik clones, Malik Juniors, right? That they know how to treat people. They're good DJs. They're good people. They know how to communicate. They know how to check their email. They know how to spell when they respond to people. They know how to use a shift key.
Why are you trying to attack me, Doc?
But I'm saying if you can
I use spell check, man.
If you can clone yourself, you can make a 7 figures in this business. And I don't want to say easily, but with hard work, you can hit 7 figures yearly and not work yourself to death, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at the beach. I'm going to be on the boat, man. I'm not going to I don't do this shit every weekend. I'm older than you and I've achieved that level, but that is the goal, right? To scale. There's no company in the world that's just one dude running around that's crushing it. Well, every company that's making a lot of money had to scale.
Well, there's you could be self-employed or you could have a small business, right? Like I think there's a level of like, there's a lot of people who like being self-employed. I like working for myself.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to work for anyone, and I don't really want anyone to work for me. Yeah. They're like content with, I make my money, I get to go home. Right?
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
And I think that's cool. But at some point, you got maybe have to ask yourself.
Ascend. You got to ascend.
So how do you clone yourself though? Because that word clone makes it seem like you're taking away the uniqueness of each DJ. Like how do you clone yourself and create more people? But also have them be themselves and not take away their identity.
Because I'm okay. Like I've gotten to the point now where I'm okay to get an email and some couple goes, checking availability. Are Randy, Mark, or Steve available? And I'm like, what the fuck? There's no where's the Joe Bunn? My name's on the door. What just happened? But like you hit this point where you're like, all right, I'm cool with this. Like
I love it.
Like I've trained these guys to a certain point. Now at a certain point, you don't want them to be exactly Joe Bunn clones.
Sure.
Like they have their own personalities and things. But you have to remember that everybody I've ever hired was a DJ at some point, right? They were at a skating rink. They did weddings on their own. They were at a church function or whatever. So all I did was kind of show them like, here's how I want these certain things done. But then you do your show, right? Like do your thing and be the person that you are and talk to these people the way you talk to them. But there are certain things like, here's how I want it done, right?
Yeah.
And so it's more just a little bit of molding, teaching, an old dog, new tricks kind of thing, and then skyrocket.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think it's a balance of like, let's just figure out what are the non-negotiables. Like you just named like 10 things. Where it's like, you got to be able to communicate. You got to be personable, right? And then after that, you want to wear your funky hat?
Yeah.
You know? Cool.
Yeah, no, dude. I got some weird dudes, man. They each had their own little quirky things, and I'm like, dude, I'm cool with that, man. If that's what you do, I'm not gonna tell you have to, dress like me or wear, Jordans or whatever. Like, your thing is your thing, right? Yeah. And Randy is 130 shows a year. Like, that's every other day. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
And he's 60 years old.
Damn, son.
I mean, he never got married, never had kids. This is his life, man. He doesn't want it any other way. He wants to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hard.
Yeah. And I did that for a while. And I was like,
I didn't want to do that.
But no, man, I really, before we got here, man, I really appreciate what the Vault has done for our industry, man. And I mean, like, you've done so much. You created like a freaking Netflix.
Yeah.
Like a freaking
DJ Netflix.
DJ freaking Netflix, bro. And it's really, to me, I don't know your bottom line on that, but it's really selfless to me. Like, in a lot of ways.
It's a lot of work.
Bro, you have to get because it's a subscription and you have to keep giving content every month.
That's right.
And so my last question for you is like, where do you feel like, one, like, what does that mean to you to help this many DJs? Like, because, like, I know it means a lot to you, but like, what does it mean to you specifically? And what do you feel like is next in that world for DJs for you?
I mean, listen, at 1,000 members and knowing there's hundreds of thousands of more DJs around the country, around the world, I wish we had more, right? So the DJsVault.com, you want to join, please join. But to know that we've had all these people join from literally all over the world to watch these videos, to download these documents, and to send me emails or little short videos saying, look, man, I went from doing 10 weddings to 100 weddings and 6 DJs, and that stuff just makes my day, man. Like, if I wake up to those kind of messages on Facebook or Instagram or, text, I'm like, dude, my day is made. Like, this is because the last 10 years plus, that's really been my career or goal. It wasn't necessarily to go out and DJ parties, right? That almost comes naturally. I can do it blindfolded. But the thing about like helping other DJs is the next level of the career path, right? That's age, let's call it 45 to infinity, right? Maybe I won't go out and DJ parties past age whatever. I thought it was going to be 50. I blew that, but I still love it.
Yeah.
That's somebody in that class the other day at that university was like, why do you say you have all these people? Why do you do it? And I'm like, I still love it.
Yeah.
And the day I wake up on a Saturday and don't want to put that suit on is the day that I'll hang that part up.
That's beautiful, man.
Dude.
Joe, I'm going to let you go, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to let you go.
I feel my phone just...
I know. Bro, thank you so much, man.
Love you, bro.
Appreciate
you.
Thank you guys for watching the Curated DJ. Joe, thank you so much. Good having you. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Or just delete the link. I don't care. Bye.
Jesus.